Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at whatever the story is, along with any signs and symbols. We start with this strength card, strong Leo energy. We have somebody who's very vulnerable, but also strong in their vulnerability. Could be a feminine, does not have to be. Somebody could have like a chicken wire fence nearby, or maybe they've been at the zoo lately. There's a nice, animal enclosure. They may be fascinated with lions. Or it could be that somebody has like a catio that, their cat, an indoor cat, can like go through the window and then go to an outdoor, like safely penned in place. But let me put it this way, she is inside of a pen and so is the lion. That's what we assume, but maybe it's the reverse. Maybe this pen keeps other things out. And it's like, yeah, I have good boundaries. I don't let just anything come in and bother me. So I don't necessarily want to look at a pen and immediately go like, oh, they're inside the enclosure. What if everything else is inside the enclosure and they're the ones outside? So that could be, I know there could be some like battle of wills going on right now where it's like, look, that person can think all day long that they got me under their thumb. It's quite the reverse because I'm the one not dealing with them. But that's fine. Let them think that they're that they're in control. Who cares? We have the Chariot in the reverse. I definitely feel like this is somebody getting the last laugh a little bit. I don't mean it in a mean-spirited way, but it's like it's me that's not returning their calls. It's me that's not pursuing them. They don't seem to know that yet, but I'm actually the one in the power position. So we have Chariot, which is Cancerian, and we have that Leo, and now we have the Magician in the reverse. I really do think that there is someone who is like separating themselves off and standing in their personal power, but the other individual that they are separating themselves off from is perhaps under the impression that they're the one controlling all of the levers and movers. They're not. This is definitely like a total fake out. The Magician is a trickster. The Magician, instead of being so empowered, it's like, look, your games are really obvious to me. So we do have possibly a feminine, doesn't have to be, but we do possibly have a feminine who's like, I don't know. I guess they think that I'm, waiting for them, or that they're messing with my mind. It's not actually what they think it is. I can see a trickster when I spot one, and I'm not bothered by it at all. I'm just simply sitting down over here, not doing a thing, and they're playing out all these games in their own head. So we have like a feminine who's not losing sleep over anything. We may have somebody who's very, I don't know if they are fairly theatrical, or if there's somebody who's used to like, being on stage a little bit. Now, there's lots of careers where we might find ourselves on stage a bit, but this person might really love it, and they may have an overinflated opinion of how fabulous they are and how the audiences hang on their every word. It's it's never a good idea to imagine that we are so much more alluring than we actually are, but it seems like that's what this person's been up to. Kind of interesting. I don't know if they have a soapbox. I don't know. I mean, maybe they have like a channel or something, YouTube channel. Maybe they think that they're super fabulous and everybody is watching them to hang on their every word. And that might not be the case at all, but in their mind, they're a legend. Okay. Chariot is here in the reverse, and that could just talk about, I don't know if somebody's got a broken vehicle right now. We do have a wheelchair showing up there, so hopefully we don't have a character who's injured, or has like an ankle wound or something like that. If that is the case, if there's someone that maybe our Leo energy, our feminine, is like giving support to right now, there could be like a family member, an elderly person or something, where it's like, honestly, I'd rather hang with my Nana anyway. I'm not too interested in dealing with this person's silly little games, but whatever. They don't realize I'm already gone. We got a 3 of Wands and a 2 of Wands. Okay, so we keep seeing this, the feminine character here who could still be a masculine, of course, but we're going to keep seeing she. She's got bags packed. She is traveling, moving, going someplace else. She's got a different pathway intended for herself. She may wear a flower in her hair. She could have glorious dark hair. She could be taking a trip there. We see all of these different, mostly European cities listed on the reader board there at the airport. But she's packed up and ready to go. If anything, it's kind of like the world is at her fingertips. What do I want to do next? Which route am I going to go? No part of the story does it say she's like, oh, I hope that I get to deal with that magician again. Nowhere here does it say that she's going to continue to deal with somebody who's been a trickster. And I think that the trickster is very much still under the impression she waits for me. Her heart waits for me. She pants for me. No, not at all. I would just say that we have a feminine who's totally over something. Her life's already filled with other adventures. She's taken a look at other things. Somebody could be taking a vacation. We see her like sitting on a filing cabinet. Somebody could be at work, on their lunch break, looking up flight prices on their lunch break or something, planning a vacay or planning to go see their Nana or whatever. It's just, I've got these other ideas about how I should spend my time. Where should I go? She's totally like planning her solo life and having a good time thinking about what she's going to do next. Wheel of Fortune. Wonderful energy of just being free of this and moving on. Somebody literally may like the Wheel of Fortune, that game show. Could also be some kind of like a color wheel. This could be an artist. This could be somebody with a palette or somebody who has some cool art that has like little lights around it, or it could be the lights of like on a Ferris wheel or some kind of nearby, like somewhere where she lives. She might drive by some amusement park or something that has a Ferris wheel, a carousel. Some of the old classic parks still have things like that. Right now I'm picturing the carousel in the promenade in Paris. Tell me about the magician real quick. Two of Swords in the reverse. They really are like, oh, she'll never be done with me. She'll never close the door on me. I already know. She'll always want me. She'll never close the door on me. Two of Swords in the reverse. Definitely some bloated ideas. So they tell themselves some lies, apparently. Three of Pentacles sideways. I said maybe they have like a channel or something. We literally see somebody who's got like they're over here doing something and they're filming it, and up above written here it says don't forget to like and subscribe. So this could be somebody that is like imagining that they're really quite famous, and maybe they are in their own right or something. This is not to make fun of this character, but they do have this opinion that they're still, it feels like they still think that they're very much in charge of many things and they're kind of irresistible. And with this card being sideways, here's what I would say. This is somebody who wants to claim notoriety, right? And here they are, trying to gather a crowd around them so they can, talk and convey. This is a snake oil salesman, right? It's come to town to sell their magical elixirs, but there's nobody standing around them. But they're like, oh, but everybody, it's like so much of a fake it till you make it, but they keep faking it. And maybe they are having some kind of success, but for some reason, I think they apply that concept to everything in life, but they actually maybe buy into it. So there is this illusion of grandeur in this particular storyline. This is somebody who thinks that they're, I don't know, maybe like mom and dad always told this person that they were the best thing, that, since sliced bread, they could do no wrong. They were the most fabulous. And they believed it themselves, because it does kind of look like, although they trick themselves, there's an element of they do kind of believe it. We have a Two of Cups. So that might be why they're saying, oh, she'll never really close a door on me. I'm her Two of Cups. And here we are in Paris. So maybe they have like a really, they believe that they're very cultured and very suave and very sexy. And instead it might just be in their own mind that they are all of these things, that they are just irresistible. Yeah, the moon. And I say that because I just love Paris, and Paris is a very sexy, very cultured, very alluring city. But this is somebody who's like likening themselves to Paris, which, I mean, that's a big ego if you think that you're a city. But we have the moon here. Yeah, I think that they don't read the room very well. They don't read like whatever. I mean, granted, maybe she didn't tell them in so many words, I'm super not interested, but there is this element where she's kept something hidden here. Okay, so we have got the blank card, and it's blank on both sides. I just kind of feel like she's uninterested, but in their mind, she's always going to be interested. And this is like, I really don't have any big emotions about this one way or the other. I'm not even sure that she still has them on her mind. Remember, most of these cards were about her having moved on. So right now, the storyline actually is looking like we have an ex who, in their mind, they are the greatest legend lover she's ever known, and she will forever think about them. When in fact, I don't know that she does at all. Please remember, this could be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles. This just kind of looks like somebody who's got this big puffed up opinion that they are the most unforgettable. Okay, but what do you want with her? Do you just like to imagine that somebody really wants you? Oh, they're stuck on her. Okay, Eight of Swords. So they want to believe that she's still stuck on them because they're still stuck on her. Is that what it is? Yeah, Five of Pentacles sideways. But here's the thing that's not very nice, though. They're stuck on her, but they want to believe that she's miserable without them. Ideally, we wouldn't want somebody to be miserable that we profess to care deeply about. Or are they just stuck on that thought? Why do you imagine that she's miserable without you? Knight of Pentacles, because it's like someday, one fine day, I'm going to ride back in. That might be why they have these illusions of grandeur of, I know she always still wants me. She misses me. She thinks of me all the time. I'm the legend, the greatest lover ever, because someday I'm going to ride back into her life when I have more success. In the meantime, I know she basically can't get over me. Okay, so that's how that comes across right now. I think that they think that there's going to be a lot of wealth, a lot of money that they're creating for themselves. They're picturing it, and it's like, again, the fake it till you make it. And they've got it all planned out someday. This is castles in the sand, though. Let's remember, castles in the sand are not tangible things, right? You can build them, and then the wave comes in and castle all gone. And I'm thinking that those are kind of like their fleeting thoughts or their plans. They picture one fine day, they'll show up with roses, and this whole storyline will begin again. She'll fall into their arms. It'll be like, even a sweeter story, because it'll be like, she always was only in love with me all this time because she never forgot how amazing, how sexy, how cultured I am. I mean, this is quite the story that they have perhaps concocted for themselves. And this might be the, look, I think we all have imaginations. So, of course, our fictional characters get to have their imaginations as well. We all have ideas of like, oh, I want to do this someday. I want to do that someday. But will we actually play some of those wishes out? Probably not, unless we actually invest in what those dreams and goals are. And then we have to be realistic about them and set a goal and, start trudging toward them. This person seems like they do a lot of fantasy talk, and especially the kind of fantasy that they enjoy, which is, she's nuts about me, never been over me. I'm the one that she still wants. I'm going to be super, super successful, famous, powerful. I'm going to mosey on back in, and it's going to be great. But they haven't factored in maybe any reality checks about how things really are. However things ended, they may have known when things ended that maybe she was really sad, and they kind of relish that, unfortunately. I don't know if they left her high and dry or if it felt like a big drama and maybe they kind of enjoyed the drama. Like, oh, that's how I know she really wants me, because I know she was really sad when I wasn't around anymore. What's our final message on this one? She didn't sit around and wait. We have the Page of Wands, and we have this feminine who's like, first off, she may have a lovely little orange house cat or maybe a calico cat, but that represents independence to me. She's got her photography. She got all these stamps from different places she's been. She's kind of wearing her traveler's hat. It feels like she does adventures. And of course, we have her kind of adventures here as well. Ooh, where do I want to go? Let's spin the wheel. Ooh, which city should I go to? Where should I go next? I'm getting Spain on this card. It just feels like she's kind of like works and builds her life, and her life is adventurous, and she has this real spark of excitement in her world, and she kind of goes and does the things that she wants to, and her life seems to be very, very full. And I don't see her as somebody who is actually sitting here mulling over them or worrying or wondering about what happened in the past. I just keep saying, I think she's confidently beyond this. And unfortunately, that does not seem to be where this other individual is. He seems to still really be lost in the fantasy that he has concocted about how she still pines for him and how he'll swagger back in someday. And kind of that story where she's never loved anybody like she loves me. That's how I know I can always come back in later. I would not say that that is a true depiction, because it's their ego talking is what it says here. This is somebody who's got kind of a massive ego. That's what we saw in the story. Please remember, these are fictional, but that is what we saw there. She's quite moved on and is kind of loving her life. I don't know how long they're going to continue to tell themselves the stories that they want to tell themselves, but that is their prerogative. We can all create whatever fantasy we want. That character definitely is. But on her side, we see her moving forward. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye, guys.